Have you ever seen a woman with tattoos and thought, wow, that's beautiful, that's unique, that's art? Most men stop there. They see the surface. But the Stoics teach us, look beneath the surface, see what lies within, because science tells us something uncomfortable. Tattoos are not just ink on skin. They are signals of psychology, of behavior, of choices that echo far beyond the design. At first, tattoos feel attractive. They whisper, she's bold, free, different. But studies reveal a hidden truth. What looks like freedom can often hide pain, impulsivity, or chaos. And if you ignore those signals, you may end up paying the price. So today, we're not just talking about tattoos. We're talking about the 11 hidden risks of dating a woman with tattoos, according to studies, and through the lens of Stoic wisdom. What you'll hear may shock you, but if you listen closely, you'll never look at tattoos the same way again. Risk 1. Impulsivity. Studies show that women with tattoos often score higher in impulsivity. Now, at first, that sounds exciting. She's spontaneous. She says yes to last-minute road trips. She laughs at rules. She turns life into an adventure. And for a while, you'll be hooked. Because impulsivity feels like passion. It feels like fire. But here's the danger. What excites you at the start can destroy you in the end. The same energy that made her get the tattoo in a split second is the same energy that can lead to reckless spending, heated fights, or even cheating when temptation comes. A tattoo is permanent, but many times it's chosen in a temporary mood, after a breakup, after a drink, after an impulse. And that same pattern shows up in relationships, living only for the moment, ignoring the consequences. The Stoics warned about this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man who acts without purpose scatters his life. If she hasn't mastered her impulses, she will scatter yours too." A strong relationship needs patience, discipline, and long-term thinking. If her mind is wired for do what feels good now, you'll be the one paying the price later. Excitement fades, but instability stays, and instability kills love. Risk 2. Emotional struggles. Behind many tattoos, there is a story, a heartbreak, a betrayal, a loss that cut so deep she marked her body to cope with the pain. On the surface, it looks poetic, a rose after a breakup, a phoenix rising after tragedy, a quote about strength after suffering. But here's the truth. The ink may cover the scar, but it doesn't heal the wound. And when wounds are not healed, they bleed into relationships. You may see sudden mood swings. One day she's overflowing with love. The next day she's cold and distant. You may see emotional withdrawals, self-sabotage, or anger that feels bigger than the situation. Because you're not just dating her, you're also dating her pain. The Stoics warned us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. If her past still owns her, her imagination will create storms that drown your peace. This doesn't make her a bad person. It makes her human. But the question is, are you ready to carry that weight? Many men confuse pain for passion. They mistake intensity for love. But intensity is not stability. And without stability, love cannot grow. Risk 3. Craving for attention. Tattoos are not just personal, they are public. They are made to be seen, noticed, and commented on. Now, some women truly get tattoos for themselves. But research shows tattoos are often linked to higher levels of attention-seeking and narcissism. In plain words, many use them as a signal. Look at me. At first, this feels exciting. You walk into a room with her, and all eyes turn. Strangers compliment her. People ask about her tattoos, and you get the thrill of being the man on her arm. But over time, that thrill turns into a burden, because if her self-worth depends on attention, your attention will never be enough. she will crave more. Likes on Instagram, stares at the bar, compliments from strangers. And when you stop giving her the constant praise she's addicted to, she'll find it somewhere else. The Stoics warned us about this hunger. Epictetus said, "If you seek fame outside yourself, you will never find peace within." If her happiness is built on other people's eyes, peace will never live in your relationship. Attention-seeking is never satisfied. It grows, it demands more, and it often leads to temptation. So before you fall for the girl whose ink makes heads turn, ask yourself, do you want a woman who needs the world's applause, or a woman who finds her worth in silence, discipline, and inner strength? Risk 4. Risky behavior. Studies in psychology and sociology show something clear. Women with tattoos often score higher in sensation-seeking. That means chasing novelty, excitement, and rebellion against rules. And yes, at first, this feels magnetic. She's adventurous, bold, fiery in the bedroom, open to new experiences. It feels like passion. It feels alive. But here's the danger. Thrill-seeking rarely stops at tattoos. It often spills into relationships. More partners, more risk, more temptation. And when the relationship starts to feel routine, she may go looking for the next high. The Stoics warned us, pleasure, when uncontrolled, enslaves the mind. What looks like freedom is often just another chain, a chain to desire, to lust, to instability. Think of fire. In a fireplace, it warms the home. Uncontrolled, it burns the house down. Passion without discipline works the same way. So ask yourself, do you want a partner who seeks stability and growth, or a partner who craves the next thrill, no matter the cost? Risk 5. Aggression and conflict. Some studies link tattoos with higher levels of aggression and confrontation. Now, that doesn't mean every tattooed woman is violent, but it does mean she may be quicker to argue, quicker to challenge, quicker to fight. At first, this feels exciting. She's fiery. She pushes back. She refuses to be tamed. It feels like passion. It feels alive. But with time, that fire can burn you. Small disagreements turn into full battles. Boundaries get tested. Respect erodes. And instead of a sanctuary, your relationship becomes a battlefield. The Stoics warned us about anger. Seneca said, "Anger is like a falling rock. It crushes whatever it hits. If her anger is not mastered, it will crush your peace." A strong relationship is built on calm, reason, and respect. If her default is conflict, you will live in storms. And storms destroy the home you are trying to build. So remember, passion without peace is not love. It's war disguised as romance. Risk 6. Trauma on display. Behind many tattoos lies a story most people never see. A rose for heartbreak, a phoenix for survival, a quote for strength after betrayal. It looks poetic. It looks beautiful. But beauty can be a mask. Because many times tattoos are not just decoration, they are armor. A way to take back control over a body or a past that once felt powerless. But here's the truth. If the pain that caused the tattoo hasn't healed, the tattoo is not closure. It's camouflage. And camouflage does not erase the wound. It only hides it until it resurfaces. You'll see it in sudden withdrawals. You'll feel it in emotional walls. You'll carry it when her past ghosts wake up in your present. The Stoics warned us, no man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. If she is still at war with her past, that war will bleed into your future. This doesn't make her bad. It makes her human. But the Stoic must ask, do I want to fight alongside someone still healing? Or am I being dragged into a battle that isn't mine? Because love cannot fix unhealed wounds. And trying to save someone from their own past often means you drown with them. Risk 7. Endless validation. Tattoos are like billboards. They're meant to be seen, and for many women, they become a lifelong call for attention. At first, this can feel flattering. She posts a photo, and the likes flood in. People stare at her ink, ask her questions, compliment her style. And you, standing next to her, feel proud. You feel chosen. But here's the danger. If her self-worth is built on outside validation, your love will never be enough. Because validation is like a drug. One hit only leads to craving the next. Your praise will fade in her ears, and she'll look for louder applause from strangers, from followers, from anyone who feeds her hunger. The Stoics warned us about this trap. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The applause of others is worthless if you do not first approve of yourself. If she cannot find peace within, she will chase it in the eyes of the crowd. And when a woman needs the world to see her, you will never be her only audience. She may say, 'I got this tattoo for myself,' but her actions will reveal the truth. The mirror is never enough. The love of one man is never enough. She needs the world to keep clapping." Ask yourself, do you want to be her partner? Or do you want to be just another face in her endless audience? Risk 8. Rebellion against stability. Tattoos are, by nature, an act of rebellion, a break from tradition, a statement against conformity. And at first, that rebellion feels magnetic. She's bold, she's fearless, she's unapologetic. But here's the truth. The same spirit that resists society often resists relationships. Rules feel suffocating, boundaries feel like chains, commitment feels like a cage. At first, you'll admire her independence, but soon you'll notice the cracks. She resists compromise. She resists structure. She resists the discipline that long-term love requires. The Stoics warned us, freedom is found not in following desire, but in mastering it. What looks like freedom on her skin may actually be slavery to impulse. Rebellion feels exciting in the short term, but peace, stability, and love all require order. And if she cannot live within order, she cannot build a lasting home with you. Ask yourself, do you want a whirlwind that keeps spinning, or a partner who can stand firm, build with you, and grow with you? Because rebellion may attract you at first, but in time, you'll learn this truth. You can't build stability with someone who is addicted to disruption. Risk 9. Regret. Here's a fact many people don't know. Studies show women regret tattoos more often than men. At first, the ink feels empowering. It's bold, it's sexy, it's liberating. But years later, that same tattoo can become a reminder of poor choices, mistakes, or a phase she wishes she could erase. And here's where the danger lies. If she easily regrets permanent ink, she may also regret permanent love. That same impulsivity, the same live-for-the-moment mindset, can turn into restlessness in relationships. Today, she says, "You're her forever." Tomorrow, she wonders if she made the wrong choice. And regret doesn't stay quiet. It seeps into her moods. It poisons her happiness. And eventually, it poisons the bond between you. The Stoics warned us about this. Epictetus taught, when you desire things beyond your control, you set yourself up for misery. If her desire was impulse and her choice was permanent, misery often follows, for her and for you. So remember this, a tattoo may fade with time, but regret grows heavier. And a woman who constantly looks back cannot walk forward with you. Risk 10. Higher divorce risk. Sociological studies show this clearly. Women with tattoos face a higher chance of divorce compared to women without them. Now, the ink itself doesn't cause divorce, but the patterns linked to it do. Impulsivity, rebellion, attention-seeking, restlessness, all the traits we've already uncovered, they don't just test a relationship, they tear apart a marriage. At first, her fire feels intoxicating. She's passionate, daring, unapologetic, But marriage isn't built on short bursts of passion. It's built on patience, sacrifice, and long-term commitment. And here's the conflict. The very psychology that craves tattoos often resists the discipline marriage requires. Shared finances feel like chains. Routine feels like prison. Monogamy feels suffocating. The Stoics warned us, it is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Epictetus. If she judges stability as suffocation, no ring, no vows, no promises will hold her. A tattoo may seem like art, but it can also be a signal of traits that make lasting love much harder. And if you ignore those signs, you may find yourself blindsided years later, watching the same fire that once drew you in burn your family down. Risk 11. Life of drama. This is the final and maybe the most dangerous risk of all, a life of drama. Studies show women with tattoos often score higher in sensation-seeking, aggression, and emotional volatility. Put these together, and what do you get? Someone who thrives in storms. At first, this feels intoxicating. She texts you non-stop. She kisses like every moment is the last. She argues like the world is ending. It feels like passion. It feels alive. But soon, you realize, it's not passion, it's chaos. Peace feels boring to her. Calm feels dead. So she creates storms just to feel alive. And you're caught in the middle, walking on eggshells, never knowing if you'll wake up to love or to war. The Stoics warned us about this. Seneca said, "Fire tests gold, and adversity tests the brave." But what happens when the fire never ends? When the storm is not a test, but the whole relationship itself? Drama may glue the relationship at first. Breakups, makeups, jealousy, tears. But over time, it erodes trust, drains your energy, and leaves nothing but ashes. So remember, you can't build peace with someone who is addicted to chaos. Because for her, drama isn't dysfunction. It's oxygen. So there you have it, the 11 hidden risks of dating a woman with tattoos, according to studies, and confirmed by timeless Stoic wisdom. Now, does this mean every tattooed woman is doomed? Of course not. There are always exceptions. But Stoicism teaches us to live by patterns, not by wishful thinking. A tattoo is never just art. It's a signal. It speaks of choices, impulses, wounds, and desires that often run deeper than the ink itself. The question is not, is she good or bad? The real question is, am I ignoring the signs staring me in the face? Because men don't get burned by what women hide. They get burned because they refuse to see what's already there. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you seek the truth, you will not be harmed." And the truth is this: if you value peace, stability, and discipline, you must choose carefully. If you want more unfiltered truths society doesn't want men to hear, hit like, tap subscribe, and drop the word ink in the comments if you've ever dated a woman with tattoos. Share your story. Did you see these risks play out? Because once you understand the psychology behind the ink, you'll never look at tattoos the same way again.